All right, so here we got Bitcoin on Bybit on the 1 hour. We're going to stay on the 1 hour today because not much has happened. I mean, we did come up to the 200. We still need to break this last high at basically 29,600. By the way, this is actually the second time I'm recording this video because the first time, for some reason, it did not work. And so let's continue. So we did make a higher low. We are being held up by the 100. Came back down. Basically got rejected from the 200. Came back down to the 21 and the 100. Kind of got front ran a little bit. Now it seems like we're going to resume up. If we can break this last high, right now we have resistance at the POC point of control in the VPVR. If we can break through that, I think we would at least come up to this last high and probably break it at 29,600. Right now, you did get rejected by the bullish control zone on the RSI momentum oscillator. Came back down, retested the signal line, resumption up. So if we can get back up there, I would expect us to enter the bullish control zone. Your MACD, pretty strong upside curvature. We'll find out whether we come back down, test this signal line or not, and then resume up, or we get across. Right now, your vol is riding the middle line right now. You are above that moving average, so I would expect the vol to start to expand even more, especially if we can break this 200 and the POC point of control. Let's move on to the range chart, and then we'll talk about levels and bearish and bullish case. So you did get rejected also from the POC point of control on the VPVR, and the top side Bollinger Band kind of got trapped right there. As you can see, you closed above it, but quickly got rejected. You had that POC, so you had a strong level of resistance right there. So basically, this middle line of the range comes right in at that last high we need to break. You also have the third POC point of control on the VPVR at that level as well. So that's going to be strong resistance. Your stochastic is crossing to the upside of that signal line. So right now it looks a little better than it looks worse. Okay, it looks a little more bullish than it does bearish. So let's see here. Yeah, I mean, if we can pass this 200 and this POC point of control, I do think we come up to this level. And honestly, if we can get in the bullish control zone, keep that MACD above that signal line, strong upside curvature, start to raise this momentum on the histogram positively, I do think we could break that last high and work our way up to 31K and probably 32,500. I would expect a rejection at the top of this range at first, but honestly, I think if we come back up this time, I think we could break it. All right, so let's move on to Ethereum. By the way, if you guys are liking this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel, and it's a free way to support the channel. New channel, definitely could use the support. So Ethereum, similar story, except that we're grinding the bottom of this region right now. You know, we already broke out of our range. As soon as we crossed the bottom of that range, I mean, look, we had some strong downside price action. We're being held up by this region right now that we had mapped out since this range. Right now we're bouncing back and forth in between it. So we are being held down by the 100. And just make sure we're still recording here. And so if we can get back up to it and break it, I do think we would come up to the top of this region and probably break it. Probably after a minor rejection at the 1842 level. You did get rejected from the bullish control zone, but we are above the signal line still. If you can get back up here, I do think you could enter the bullish control zone. You will continue rising as long as we're above $1,800. You need to stay above 1779 in order to not cross that signal line. You need to stay above 1710 in order to not cross that zero line to the downside. Right now, your BBWP is in the lower zone, so your vol is starting to contract a bit. We need to get back above this 100 in order for it to be bullish and make a higher high. Right now we are operating on higher highs, higher lows on the very short-term time frame, the 1 hour. So if we can break this region, at 1842, I think we come up to 1900 like we've been talking about. If we can break 1900, I think we come up to the top of this red region and the POC point of control at 1965. If we can break that, I think we come all the way up to 2100. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move this line up to 2100. So those are the levels I'm looking at. If we break to the downside, remember, we break this region, 1500 is what I'm looking at. And let's check the range chart real quick. So similar story to Bitcoin. You got rejected from the POC point of control in the VPVR. Kind of had that fake out above the Bollinger Band. As usually when you close above the Bollinger Band, you can expect more upside price action. If we can get back above this Bollinger Band, I would expect that to happen. I would expect us to work our way up to, we're on Bitcoin right now. That's why it's a similar story. Okay, so still similar story. If we can close above this Bollinger Band, I do think the price action would continue up to the levels that we were talking about. Right now, your stochastic is in the bullish control zone. You are above that signal line. Pretty fresh cross to the upside on this last tick right here. And strong upside curvature right now. Strong. So those are what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at for Ethereum. Let's move on to Solana. Let me get my charts ready. Okay. Solana. Let me get a drink. Okay, so for Solana, still up higher highs, higher lows. We did break the 100. So honestly, the next level I'm expecting is this 200 at 47, basically 47.20. I would expect a rejection from there. If we can break that, I think we get up to the POC point of control in the VPVR at $50. And basically, yeah, getting this purple region that we were talking about. We could get wicks higher, possibly up to 1575, 51, but I would expect some sort of rejection at the POC point of control in the VPVR. If we can get back above 50, I think we can work our way up to 54. Your RSI, momentum oscillator, we have got rejected from the bullish control zone 3 times so far. If we can enter back into it and get back above this last high, I think we go deep into it. We are above that signal line right now. If we can get these moving averages to all cross bullish, that's going to look good too, especially if they fan out. If they fan out, I think we could break the 200. Your MACD, pretty good upside curvature on this MACD line and the signal line. Your positive momentum on the histogram is increasing. So right now we're looking more bullish than bearish on Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum, at least on the short term. I do think we come up to the $47 mark for Solana. I do think we come up to the 29. Oh, see, if we can break this last high, we're going to look real good at 29,600. That's the level that's important, and it will lead Solana and Ethereum up with it. Ethereum looks kind of weak right now. I mean, we're barely getting higher highs, higher lows, but Bitcoin will carry it up. You know what I mean? And if Bitcoin gets up to like 32,500, just the top of the range at 3,100, I think we come up to 1,900 on Ethereum. By the way, if you guys are liking this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out our links in the Discord description below, one being the Discord. A lot of good conversation there. And everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.